anything. I refuse to let it in me.
Y'all like
mentally, spiritually, physically. I need my peace. Oh, I need my peace. I wake up every morning and tell myself, good morning, gorgeous. Sometimes you gotta look in the mirror and say, good morning, gorgeous. No one else can make me feel this way.
I can't believe
She also performed.
y'all ain't heard. She didn't perform that.
No, not that.
So first, let's say welcome to Politics with the Princess on WJZZ Cool TV. You can watch us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. We want you to call in at 313-355-6018 with all your comments. And you can make comments under Facebook and I believe YouTube, right? So first let's say happy Friday. It is Friday. It's cold outside and it's snowing and all that good stuff. Today I have, oh my God, we have a huge we have a huge list today. So we got Mr. Harrison Sherwood. What district you represent? United States rep, but what's the district you live in?
I live in City Council District 1.
Okay, District 1. We have the amazing Knockout All-Star, Jen Totten, right?
Hi, everybody.
And we have my lovely girl all the way from up where it's probably colder, Sarah. Hey, Sarah.
Hi.
How are you? So first we want to say thank you to You fine? We want to say thank you to WJZZ for having us here. Thank you to Roger. Yep, I said your name. We get in trouble. We want to announce that WJZZ has this great event coming up, you guys. It's called the Detroit Vibes in Series, okay? And we are so excited to produce this music showcase in a partnership with the Hannah Center. The world is going to see and hear amazing talent from Detroit. And so they're looking for artists, musicians, and all that stuff to sign up. The website that you will go to if you are interested in being involved is WJZZ Music Lab. That's LAB, right? At gmail.com. And again, they're looking for musician, artists, and all that stuff. You want to sign up for this series. And we'll be talking about that throughout the show. And we got to just get into these hot topics, okay? Pandemic is it almost 3 years?
No,
Two. Pandemic.
Yeah.
Inflation. And now Putin, Russia, has attacked Ukraine.
Yes.
I just believe that, and then I want to hear your beliefs. I believe that American people are tired.
True.
Okay. Exhausted.
Yes.
Yep.
It's like with war because it's Russia, oil prices are going to skyrocket. Yep. Wheat, I think they're like, I forgot the percent, but they're really high with wheat. Ukraine and Russia are really high with wheat. So that's food prices go up. Like, I just think I think not just Americans, I think people around the world are just tired.
Yeah.
Very much.
How you feel about that?
It's frightening. It's frightening. It's very frightening, especially when the bombs are going off and they're being attacked. And as this is happening, Trump is on a phone call on Fox News.
He's like, I give Putin high praise. Putin is smart because he knew when to attack. Like, did you?
It was insane.
Well, he said nothing he said surprises me anymore.
I mean, well, true to himself, he blamed Obama.
Yeah.
So got that out of the way. He blamed
Seriously?
Oh,
yeah, seriously.
He blamed Obama. And then he goes, then he goes, Putin would have never if I were in office. And that's, really because they were bosom buddies when he was in office, right? We didn't really have, and people say what you want about Hillary Clinton,
Okay.
But when Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State,
we didn't have this issue.
We didn't have any issues out of Putin.
Who was our Secretary of State, first of all? We gotta look that up. I used to always know. I knew it was Hillary. You knew it.
I don't know.
Can you do that, Harrison, while we're here?
Say what you want about Hillary. We didn't have problems out of North Korea. We didn't have problems out of Russia. We didn't have problems out of China. And then the next administration came, and we make friends with dictators. I'm just and all the while Americans are just like, we are tired.
We're tired. I'm exhausted because it's so much, and so
combat nonstop.
It was said by the political guru Al Williams that in war times, in times of the war, president is likely to get reelected, right? I think it's different this time. I think people are so tired, they're so drained. Biden polls already went down. First of all, I don't think he'll run again. That's first of all. I just think he's like too old.
He's too feeble.
I think what he knows now as being president I just don't think he can do it again. So, and maybe that means the Democratic administration get reelected in war times. But I don't even see that because the polls. I think people are so fed up and they're so exhausted that they, how people get. They're like, oh, we want something new. They don't have any patience. They're like, we're not waiting around to see if you can even fix it. They were upset with COVID, how he handled COVID. They're upset with inflation. So I think those variables going on, I don't think that will play here.
Mm-mm. No. And I actually think this is how I feel. I feel like the Republicans are going to use this as a way to build morale.
Yeah, ain't no
side.
They are. They're already writing up.
They play the long game.
They play the long game, and they have a long bench, and we don't.
We don't.
And I think this is making it harder for us to win. That's all.
It is.
Because but let's just give it to Trump. How was Trump able to even maintain Putin all that time, but now we can't? Now Biden can't. Like, some people will look at it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how this so-called crazy man was able to keep him at bay.
Yep.
But Biden can't.
I think it's strategic. But
it is.
Still, but that's how I think. Biden and Trump can be talking like, "Hey, go time, go," because it's gonna help me run again. Say, look, I was able to handle Putin. He can't.
But and he also and that was. I think it's probably because he was making some back-end deals, just like with Saudi Arabia.
Really was.
I'm not giving you no back-end deals, dog.
Just like with Saudi Arabia.
And it's midterm elections. So.
Hold on, say Jared. What you say, Jared?
Like with Saudi Arabia, how is an American journalist killed? And we know that death was linked back to the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. How was that just swept under the rug, and we just move on as a nation, And now the Saudis are having golf tournaments at Trump's properties. Like, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about.
Right. But in this too, we also discuss oil prices goes up, gas prices go up, food go up, more people buy electric cars. I do think when Biden was here not too long ago, he was encouraging people to do what? Buy electric cars.
We have to make them affordable.
We have to. But maybe this is a way. Like when I had the conversation before the show, we talked about, remember the program, the buyback program for the vehicles when Obama thought, I don't know why I thought it was because the flood. Remember the flood happened down south? Mm-hmm. No, but somebody reminded me it was because it was too many old cars on the road. So he implemented a buyback program where you could take any car in, a junk car, and people was getting brand new cars. Maybe that will happen for this electric car thing. I just think it's always strategic. By being in politics now, I think everything is strategic. I even think this is strategic. I'm sorry.
But then, I mean,
I
so
still think this stuff is happening.
so it goes deeper, and I think about a makeup like Detroit, majority black, you know, and you know, a city like this has been so dependent on our own cars, whatever car we have. Um, I think that you have to look at things like, okay, is the car affordable? If we can make a work around that,
True.
then I have to charge this car every night at my house.
The
Or like
infrastructure-
say what you know, I think some of them just run on electricity, right? But most of them gas, and I don't know how it is.
No,
You
you
can
have
always get a hybrid that's
Like charging
electric, part gas.
the
Those
infrastructure.
are more affordable.
but where are the charging stations? You see them at Somerset. I don't
Where
see them.
are
On,
the
I don't see them.
charging
On,
Livonia for the
stations?
Tesla.
I don't.
I
I don't see. I don't see them on
think-
6 Mile
I
and
actually
Gratiot.
think that this would actually like kind of. We got a comment somewhere. I think this will actually push that. I don't know why. I just think it'll push that through. More people will try it. They're gonna have to lessen the value. I mean, because gas prices are gonna shoot to the roof.
They said be prepared for
Like I'm
$7.
scared. I'm gonna start seeing soup lines.
Yeah, they said be prepared for $7 a gallon.
Shut the Frank up.
Ooh,
I
hard
think
part.
companies then, I mean employees will have to say, okay, you guys come in on Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, you got, you know, like y'all stay home. Cause that really,
Yep. Yeah. I think. Oh, that's the other thing that Trump claimed is that under his administration we became 100% independent of foreign energy. I don't know how true that is, and I meant to look it up, but it just did not sound correct. It didn't sound correct.
I want to know where he gets his facts from.
What?
He said under his administration,
If that was the case, gas would be going up now.
right, because what I can tell from about gas prices, it's
I can't.
like the gas prices now will affect the gas prices of the next 2 years.
Right. Yeah, true.
So we're experiencing gas prices from his administration.
And it's actually like killing people. Like it's killing like people who can't even afford to buy food, y'all.
Yeah,
Like
food is high.
they had to pay their bills to live, and they can't really. It's like bad. Like people are hurting, and I don't like. It's like now with this Russia thing, I don't see an end. It's like scary.
It's just a lot going on. And then the people who run our supply chain don't want to get vaccinated and want to.
Are you talking about the truckers?
Yeah.
Another can of worms there.
What you say, Sarah?
I said that's a whole nother can of worms right there.
Yeah, you gotta have your own
Yeah.
show because the way you say stuff, it sounds so funny. Like,
I mean,
you're watching WJZZ. You're watching. You got me messing up. You're watching Politics with the Princess on WJZZ Cool TV. You can watch us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Call in and give us your comments on whatever we're talking about. 355-3618. I think I got that wrong. But we'll go back. Jared got me all messed up. Right?
No, it's just so much.
Trump is crazy. And so we are here with Harris Shelby. I say comedian Jaron Totten.
No.
And the lovely Sarah from up north who will be giving us her update on COVID, you guys up north. And she will be coming on to talk about the disability community and give us an update on that in the future. So we want to talk about that because of the Russia thing, a strategic move was said. I heard this on CNN and I agree. Biden administration is nervous that their nomination, just them nominating somebody, will get overshadowed.
Well, it was strategic if they put
Who
the
did they
announcement out.
nominate though?
Her name is and she's when you say
You want to say her name?
Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Yeah,
Yes.
for Supreme Court, right? And so who wants to tell us a little bit about her?
I don't know. I just know her name. But if you know
He
her,
did.
She was nominated for the DC Circuit Court Appeals by Biden last year. And previous to that, she was nominated by President Obama for a district court judge
Okay.
in DC. She also has law clerked for a number of jurists, including who she will likely replace. She has a lot of support. She actually has an interesting connection to the Republican Party. She actually, when she was nominated last year, picked up 3 votes from the Republicans.
Wow.
But her husband's brother-in-law's twin is related to Paul Ryan.
Wow.
Former speaker.
Wow. Okay, so they're scared that like this will get overshadowed, I guess, to, you know, excite African Americans. You know what I'm saying? To like get out the vote. And this is exciting. He picked a black woman, right?
But this is the...
You're not excited about him? Wait, what are you talking about? He did what he said he was going to do. He picked a black woman.
And that's the...
I'm just saying too little too late. Because like...
Wait, say that one more time.
It's too little too late.
Where are voter rights? Like,
right, voting rights, the George Floyd bill. I mean, you passed an Asian American hate crime bill before
instantly. How did that got passed right through?
When are we going to be tired of accepting crumbs?
Right.
Oh, I wonder how many people are going to be so excited and forget about all the things that you just laid out.
Black women deserve to be
in
all rooms, in all
but
positions.
We deserve the voter rights too.
Yeah.
Instantly, just like the...
But here's the thing about the Supreme Court. We don't get to vote on the Supreme Court. That's not going to, you know, excite the voter. Especially not the voters that I reach out to. They are not going to know who this person is unless we educate them. That education is not going to come from anyone but the local community. And so no, that in and of itself will not excite voters.
It's not exciting me.
Does the average voter know who's on the Supreme Court?
No, not all of them.
No, but I guess just the president saying, I want to put an African American in this spot, because I was talking to somebody and it was like, well, they got to wait on the nomination. Most people don't even care. Like, I didn't even care about the nomination. Just him saying, I picked this African American for this high spot should excite the masses. And everybody get excited, and we really got to heat is for us.
No.
And I'm a Democrat, like, but I want more, God dog, and I'm tired.
Right.
Like, of just accepting, you know, doing the bargaining. Okay, you couldn't give us this, well, we actually need, so you give us this. Even though that's great, I'm a woman. I want a black woman on the Supreme Court. I do. But I want everything else we deserve too.
Yeah.
And the reality is, this doesn't shift the court. The court is still conservative. She's just replacing a justice that really should have been gone a long time ago. I mean, he's had some health challenges. And so even in his health challenges, they had to basically force this man to retire and reason with him. But the court is still conservative. We're still at risk of overturning Roe versus Wade, even with the new nomination. So no, it's not exciting. I mean, it's good, but it's not
good.
Exciting.
It's good, but I wanted what you promised when you first got in there. Just how you pushed Asian bill. Like, why wasn't ours pushed through? Was it purposely waiting for midterms to incite, to get the people excited, the African Americans excited, and the grassroots excited to get out the vote? Because if you did, you failed. I mean, because I don't see any excitement right now.
Right.
It's going to be hard. Like, he's really making our job harder. Every day they're making our job on the ground harder.
Yep.
And they don't have a clue how much people on the ground, grassroots, do not give a care. Mm-hmm. You're sitting in the room with all these people at the top. They don't get out the vote.
Nope.
That's not how it works. It's the people at the kitchen table conversation, the grandmas, the aunties, the this, the that, the mother who comes from work with her kids to come to the campaign office. Mm-hmm. And nobody's touching them. Nobody. When they come, they're sitting with certain people. We've both been in those rooms. Yep. You get what I'm saying? It does not look like the room that gets out the vote. I'm just saying. And the people who get out the vote, the sentiments are not excitement. It's like, I'm scared. Nobody. you can see the Republican wave happening. They've been hyped since last year.
Mhm.
Actually, they've been hyped since before Biden won. They've been hyped.
They have been hyped, and even when it was announced that Biden won,
They started working overtime.
they started working overtime. They said, "All right,
Okay, I'm gonna get y'all. We gonna show y'all that
in the midterms,
they're not playing.
no,
They go back to the drawing board and come up with the plan.
They don't
and they execute
ever
it.
stop organizing. Republicans or
Yep.
we got, and people don't understand that the president
And they
does
stick together.
not control the state. You get what I'm saying? Local is what matters. And Republicans, speaking of this, before we get to you, Sarah, I haven't forgot. Republicans, I told you to look this up, but it's all over CNN and you can look it up too. It's this group, I forgot their name, in California that started a local thing to remove local elected officials from office that does not agree with them. Mainly school board. They started with school board. I'm gonna look him up and get his name. He a Republican, far right. He was like, I have received requests from like 10 different states to start this movement there.
Wow.
So they know that all politics is local. We don't get that. All politics is local. We think, oh my God, we got a Democratic president. And he's going to save us. That's not how it works. And it's scary.
Yeah.
It's so scary.
We have something like 16 people who are hardcore Trumpers who believe the big lie running for Secretary of State nationwide.
That's frightening.
That's frightening.
It's scary.
There are 16 people across the country in different states who are running for Secretary of State who believe that Joe Biden actually lost the presidential election. And that's going like under the radar, so low under the radar. These are the people who have the authority to say this vote is invalid. This person needs to be purged off the voting file. And we're not talking about
it. Like down south when they really purge, they do a purge. So we got Miss Adams from actually LGBT community. She said we want everything he promised. Student loans. I forgot he promised that and went back on it. I forgot. George Floyd Act or the John Lewis Act are the most needed. Like she's like, we want it all.
Yep.
Exactly. We want it all. Don't just I'm so happy for this. I am. But it's so sad that I can't be super happy because you disappointed me with all this other stuff. I'm disappointed.
Yep.
Me too.
So we'll go into you, Sarah. Sarah has an update from up north for us. So tell us your update, Sarah.
Okay. In Marquette County, which is where I live, our test positivity rate for COVID has dropped to 15%. It might be like 15.8. So that's good. It's dropped consistently every week for the last 3 weeks.
Okay.
There was an outbreak of COVID at the nursing home where I work, and some of my own residents were affected. But they have all since been moved off of the quarantine wing back onto my floor. So all of my residents that got sick have now been moved back.
Wow.
So they are all doing well. So that's good. That's exciting.
That's good.
That's great. That's good. So I'm happy to hear that. And next week. Damn, I'm already into 2023. Next week, you will update us on something that you are deeply involved in and believe in. Autism, right? Or just the disability world. You'll give us some updates on that. But you can stay on, and then we're going to conversate about what is the update on redistricting, Jerry? We know that they approved that the Supreme Court.
Conservative court as well. And so,
What the hell is going on with
It's
the
just
state
one of those-
rep in the state house and the Senate?
It's-
What? What is that?
like I'm in. I don't know my state house number.
7.
7.
The new one.
The
If
new-
it's redrawn.
Yeah.
Right now it's 3. Right? Is it Sri Tanadar yours?
Yes. Shri
So
Thanadar.
right now it's Sri. That's District 3. If approved, it would be 7.
7. So my neighborhood, which is right over here, Green Acres,
Uh-huh.
Shore Fortune, how are we looped in with Royal Oak and parts of Ferndale? I just don't understand.
My new
Oh,
district.
look at his.
I live
Livonia.
in, I live in currently House District 8. It'll be House District 16. No, 17.
Yeah.
I live in Old Redford area. We're linked in with Redford and Livonia.
Which is weird because
That is-
it's like a really super poor part of Detroit right there. What is the name of that?
Brightmore.
That Brightmore.
So that's part of Stephanie's part where that'd be part. So Rosedale, Brightmore,
Oh, that's
Redford,
16.
Livonia. So that's 16. So it's kind of reflective of what 17 would be.
So who's running in 16? Is it
Stephanie.
which one is Roy McAllister running in? I thought 16. Or is it 6?
I'm not sure.
We gotta look at that. What?
Hmm.
Because I know he's running against Weiss, which is a beast on fundraising.
Yeah.
Weiss is out of the Oakland County area.
Is Helena Sott in that same area?
I
too?
think,
so?
but I think Helena is going to move somewhere else around, which is, I think.
Mary Kavanaugh, instead of running against Stephanie, she chose to go to the state,
Mary Kavanaugh!
Senate.
Mary Kavanaugh is doing Senate. She
Yeah.
said, forget
State
this
Senate?
state rep stuff. I'm about to do the Senate race, and she's running against Betty Jean Alexander.
Mm. The Senate maps are a bit more fair.
Think so?
They're a bit more fair than the state house maps. The congressional maps are okay. They could be better. I blame several people.
Let's hear it there.
Where's the list?
I blame several people. I blame the Republicans on that commission. I blame the what do you call them? Independents.
Right.
They were really Republicans on that.
I heard it's some Democrats that didn't even show up.
2 black women
That didn't even enter
Wow.
like their drawings and stuff.
and
No,
I
I've
think
heard
it was
this.
such a missed opportunity.
Republicans aren't happy either with these.
Yes, but I've heard that it was 2
It-
Democrat women that
I
sat on
don't
that
know why.
commission
I don't know why they're so upset. Maybe they have some people in their district that
because they
They
filed a
don't want
lawsuit on the
they don't
state
want
house.
certain areas in the districts that they
but it
serve.
still benefits them. I swear they will. It still benefits them. All of the maps
Sure.
benefit. We went from having
But
what
I like how
17
he said that. Did you see that? They don't want certain areas.
Yeah, I mean, what do you? It's still
I don't want to
the
represent those.
it's
people.
still tipped in your favor. We went from Detroit. The city of Detroit went from having 17 districts that have a 51% or higher black majority
Right.
to 0.
Oh, wait, really?
To 0.
So at least Texas had
The highest
wait,
we have
Texas
is
have 0 or none. They have none too. They just have 2 Latino congressional area. You
the
know.
hihighest
They
districts
threw
that
out
we have now is
Detroit
40%.
Caucus. They threw out their lawsuit.
What
Detroit
you mean they
Caucus.
threw it up?
I
mean, it's still there, or they just
No,
they're done?
they ruled on it. The state Supreme Court, the Detroit Caucus, the former reps and reps,
Oh wow,
they threw their lawsuit out.
didn't know that.
Wow.
Okay,
I mean, I think it was a missed opportunity going back to the 2 Democrats that were on there. It was a missed opportunity. You were the only 2 black women on this commission. You were one of our only hopes to have representation of
they
black
didn't
and
know
brown
how
people.
powerful their voice was. Probably some, or they got set on their own purpose to not do the job.
So one was like, "Oh, I can't make this meeting. I have to work." Ma'am, this is you get paid $52,000. They were getting paid $40,000.
What?
They bumped it up.
Wait, what?
They bumped it up to $52,500. This is your job. Like, what do you mean? And you knew. You remember in the summer of 2020, they had this. You had to apply for this job. Like, they didn't just stumble upon this job.
They had to apply.
They had to apply.
But you know, some people, how I've seen it work, somebody probably put them there to not do their job. Like I said, I'm just like, I try to look out behind everything now.
And if
you're not, because when you unfold it, you be like, oh.
And if anything, that should be the argument. These maps should be invalid because we did not have the
proper representation.
The other lady is a foster mom of like 8 kids or something. Again, you knew what you were signing up for.
Because you got to apply.
You have to apply.
And it tells you the hours. It tells you the workload. It tells you all of that stuff that's needed. It wasn't just like, oh, I don't know what I'm getting into.
So it was definitely a missed opportunity. They are part to blame. Because at first they had us. I remember this distinctly because I made a comment to the commission. And I said, how dare you make these decisions when people are not there? And the reality was they were just not coming to the meetings. We were yelling at the other commissioners, saying you should
be ashamed. Every member needs to be included. He's like, sir, they told us they couldn't.
I showed up for this meeting and I'm at work, so no excuses, people.
Right. We were all
just saying.
The first time we noticed it was when they hired the same law firm that represented Trump in those lawsuits after the election here in Michigan.
Really?
The commission hired that same law firm to represent.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And so we were upset. We went to the meetings like, how dare you? And come to find out, they were just not making meetings. Wow. So they continued with the business of the meetings even without them, which they should have.
Wow. So now we have the 13th congressional district. We have to do an update. We do because every week it changes. Like the list is growing. This week we're adding to the list who has filed Portia Robeson.
Yes.
Boom. You got Portia Robeson. Portia Robeson is the
CEO
of Focus Hope. Mm-hmm. Wonderful lady.
You're out of debt for the first
sweet
time
lady,
in years.
African American woman.
She's sweet. I met her for the first time.
She's a sweet lady. She's a sweet lady. But and then what else I was about to say about 13? So how do you guys think that shape up the 13? Remember, we have Senator Adam Ollier, Sri Thanedar,
former Rep. Sherry Dagan Yoga.
Former Rep. Sherry Dagan Yoga.
Senator Hoyer.
Who? We got Hollier. We said him. Oh, she got a nice haircut. Okay, so who else do we have?
Chief Ralph Gabi. Not former, but attorney Michael Griffey.
It just grows. Anyway, how do y'all think that who do you think this hurts and helps? First, it hurts every African American in there. Let's just say that.
What does?
But
Portia been in there?
Yeah. But wait, hold on. Wait. Let me finish.
Those of us in politics don't have nobody outside of
it also hurts Rep. Sherry, former Rep. Sherry, because it's black woman.
Mm.
Yeah.
It takes away her.
Maybe vote. Sherry hurts Portia.
No, I'm saying Sherry was already in there, so that's why I'm saying it hurt. Portia is.
But if we look at it that way, why don't we say why did Sherry get in so early to hurt Portia? Why did Portia get in there late? Look, I'm just saying.
He gotta come in. Okay. Oh, mess.
It's called impact.
It hurts the both of them because now it's two viable, strong black women, educated, strong black women in the race.
Well, I got a call the other day that made me think real twice.
Tell us about your call. Everybody, this is Gary Hunter. Of course, y'all seen him before. Just enter Gary.
I've seen him. I've never met him.
You seen him
I see him all the time.
You
about to get the energy. The camera
in here.
I see him all the time.
Gonna have the paper
and the camera.
Always gonna have the camera.
I always had the camera. Yep.
The part you don't know is I always got God with me.
Right.
Amen. So Gary, tell us.
I got a call the other day, and somebody said this to me very clearly, and I hate the fact that they were supporting what they were supporting. What they said. They couldn't support the senator and the state rep because...
Wait, who was the state rep?
Sherry.
Former state rep.
Former state rep. They said, Gary, go look at their votes. They always gave us an excuse that they would vote.
Oh, their votes in the House.
Those two were always telling us what they were doing. They'd come do press conferences, they'd holler about Detroit, but look at their votes. And to be honest with you, even being in politics, we don't always look at the votes.
We don't.
We look at a governor who's going to say black vote, but they have not really been for black people the last 3 years. So don't tell me vote for you. Don't tell me. I mean, as a black business, I can say you have given me no support. And when they brought that up to me and they sent me some of the stuff. They said, yeah, they didn't vote for Detroit. Sherry didn't vote for Detroit. Hoyer didn't vote for Detroit. Look at this. Look at these bills.
But then you gotta be more specific, like on what, like.
Well, I'll put it in the next
Not
paper.
saying
I'm
that
waiting on, you know, you've told me some stuff, and I don't have it in writing, and I trust y'all judgment.
Right.
And this was another state rep, and I trust her judgment.
Right.
There was no need for her to lie.
No, I'm not saying it is.
She sent me some stuff.
But I want to say, because we on radio space.
Well, I mean, and you're right, because I hate some of these people coming on all the time, on especially some of these stations, and they say all this stuff and don't validify half of it.
Right.
Half of them.
They just say it.
Yeah,
and it's messed up when you have something said. But
they couch bench political pundits that just say. You know, I had a guy approach me the other day. Well, why this person done? I said, look, people running for office do not have to address what another person in another office did or did not do. But the voter, this is the problem I have. It's 80,000 to 90,000 voters that they go after every election.
Right.
I just mailed out 590,000 papers to registered voters, not likely voters, that 100,000 or 90,000. To the whole 500,000, and then plus my regulars going out. I want to invoke the energy of the 400,000 that everybody neglect.
I like that.
What did Portia do to do anything in Detroit? I love her. I loved her father.
No.
Wait. I'm asking you a question.
Her father was great.
Her father was an awesome man.
Say what her father
Judge
did.
Robeson it was a friend of mine. He supported me in my artwork in terms of pictures of President Obama. He bought my posters. He supported me. He gave me wisdom beyond knowledge. I can never take away what Judge Robeson, Judge Craig Strong, but Judge a lot of them have spoken into my life. The Congress people spoken into my life. So personally, I have love and understanding for a lot of political sides. But when it comes to running this race, I don't need another political favorite face. I need a damn fighter. Okay. We are in a fight for our life.
We're in a fight for
They are distracting the fight for our lives with war. Wait a minute, let me finish answering your question. With war, with taxes, with everything else. There's a distraction.
It's a distraction.
But damn it, let me tell you, people are suffering. I stopped a woman 2 Fridays ago from committing suicide on 12 Mile in Southfield. And she says, I can't take it no more. She said, I've been raped, I've been abused. On the back of my paper, there's a whole story about we can't give up. I know she wasn't illiterate, because by the time I moved my car off the street to get her out the street, she had read half an article. So she was very literate. She wasn't drunk. She didn't appear to be high, but she was fed up.
She's tired. It's called.
We cannot.
People get.
I don't care how many times Sherry's have had protests and whatever. I don't care how many times Portia's have fed a couple people over there because she had the position to do so. All of those are favorite position for friendly people.
Okay.
I need a John Lewis that's gonna start some good trouble and interrupt the status quo.
You gotta ask questions. Now calm down. So, God, we gotta we gotta ask some questions. I need to have you sitting here next to me so I can just.
This is the Gary Hunter show.
One answer, not a paragraph.
You do know that was one answer, right?
No, just one word, one name.
No, we're not gonna do that. Our people mean more than
that. You heard the question.
You done came out the bed and got some energy. Finally got some rest.
I didn't have energy until you just worked in my energy. I gotta get my energy up to your energy. Come on. Sarah, do you see this? Who is your favorite in the race so far? If it's nobody, just say, do you have like a person that, or somebody you heard that was running?
Right now, I see absolutely nobody that to me brings the energy of interruption. Say what you will, say what you want. We need a interrupter. We need somebody that's going to go in the room. How many times have I told you this? If you in the room and not accountable for the people out of the room,
on that.
Okay, you ain't a damn good.
You ain't.
I'm sick of the punks.
They're just going around.
We need a fighter. We need a fighter.
Right. So what do you think about the idea of Sam Riddle running?
Interrupter, yes. Hell to the 15 pounds to 9911 XYZ chromosome.
The people are asking Sam Riddle to run.
Yeah.
And while I like Sam Riddle, of course, because I love Mary Waters. Everybody know that. But I like Sam Riddle.
No, everybody know it now, but they didn't know it.
They knew it. They knew I love Mary Waters. And so, but Sam Riddle to me knows what that seat was. He his love for John Conyers. He has a deep love for John Conyers.
Any of us that work for John Conyers.
Yeah.
I was on the hill with John Conyers.
Can I talk about Sam though? Can I? Jared.
One word answer.
Break out.
One word answer.
Sam Riddle love for John Conyers is he always exudes it. Like any chance he gets, he knows his history backwards and forwards. And I like that part. Not saying that nobody else in the race does. I know he does because I've seen him and every chance that he gets express it in the history of John Conyers. I also like that he's very outspoken and just like he tells me like it is when he thinks it's necessary. Like somebody that will not lie to you, right? Like a Gary Hunter. He's the same way. I got to deal with this all the time. Like if I'm at here, come Gary.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think about Gary Hunter running?
I think you are definitely an interrupter.
You think I would represent in the room?
But you gotta let people ask questions. You can't just keep talking.
They gotta let me answer the question.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
If I ain't learned nothing else from having throat cancer, what I discovered after having throat cancer is that there's so many people that ask the question and don't want the answer.
They don't. They can't handle it.
And so many people, we so rudely talk to each other. We don't give people an exchange. We give people a dialogue.
True.
And if you ask me a question, let me answer it based upon the knowledge and the forethought of what I feel I have. And all I say to all people, we gotta figure out how to focus our mind on receiving from each other.
We have to figure out how to recognize a distraction when you're getting distracted. A lot of people, they don't, and in politics they do it very well.
To Gary Hunter, haven't
no, we just we both Capricorn, but you just a little bit more off the hinges than me. Maybe when I get older, I'll probably be like that.
I'm not old yet.
No, you're not.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like she's something young.
No, we don't talk about age. He's talking about crazy. But it's not like while people are dangling something over here for you, they actually doing something else. And so they can dangle like, oh, we're going to give you $500. People are like, oh, yes. And they don't see what's going on over here. It's like, that is always happening in politics. It's always happening. And it's easy to distract people. Like with an event. Let's just throw an event and feed them and take pictures.
Donna.
Yes. You gotta go.
Out now.
Okay, we'll see you next Friday. Sarah from up north.
Absolutely.
Sarah, how you gonna leave us, Sarah?
Before we leave,
wait a minute, hold up.
She gotta go.
She ain't gotta go. There we go. I need to interrupt your time.
Hold on.
What you got? 7 minutes with us?
Hold on, Gary. So we need to do an update from LGBT Detroit. Jaron Totten, the comedian, and a superstar over at LGBT Detroit, who actually gets work done during the election, who actually last year in 2 weeks called over, wasn't it 2 weeks?
Oh, we got
called over. Yeah, you called over 6. You can go whenever you're ready, Sarah.
Don't go, Sarah.
Called over 60,000 voters in 2 weeks. I was there. I helped them. Okay, so this is a fact. Who actually Biden is making your job harder. But tell us some updates that you have of things that's going on this year for LGBT Detroit.
Oh, some great things going on. We have been awarded our largest grant in
somebody say hallelujah.
Money.
All right. Money. I mean, you can do better work.
We do better work.
Yeah.
More resources.
And so the state of Michigan, the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services approached us late last year, and said, we want you to do an anti-stigma campaign, HIV stigma campaign.
Wow.
The only good thing Trump did, one of the good things.
Can you back up for a minute? Mm-hmm. Explain to people what anti-stigma.
I want us to start to understand the different communities.
Yeah.
And when they say these words, what are they saying? What are you saying? What do you educate us?
So stigma, HIV stigma in particular, refers to the negative treatment thoughts or actions towards someone.
People thinking it means it's a gay disease.
People thinking it's a gay disease.
Or death sentence.
Or death sentence. And along with that comes uneducation.
Yeah.
And so we have been tasked by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services in our largest grant ever, close to $500,000.
Wow.
And you know what? I have to say this in support of you. It's a damn shame that you called that the largest. I gave $8 million as a review analyst to downtown whatever that organization is down there. I used to be on the review analyst for CSAP, Center for Substance Training and Prevention. The number one people that we gave to across the country was gay fighting disease organizations. I can't think of the lady name in San Francisco, but she got like millions of dollars. It insults me that this administration in this state is now in 2022 just now giving you $500,000. Something's wrong with that picture. I just had to say that because I'm tired of us praising people for giving us pennies when they give other folk millions.
But let him finish, because before that, the largest was 300 and something thousand. Right?
But that's a
good point.
That's a good point because we're North America's largest Black founded and led LGBT nonprofit.
Which means you should have a problem.
And we know that only 11% of LGBT funding reaches Black and brown LGBT plus people.
Damn.
Right. And so there's definitely disparities in funding between us and our white counterparts. Right. We're North America's largest Black founded and led LGBT nonprofit. But our competitor just a couple miles away, Affirmations in Ferndale, they're the largest in the state. So that kind of gives you a scale of funding disparities. Right. But in that funding opportunity, we've told the state that we can do 5 things. A program called Brother to Brother. It takes the form of a video podcast. I lead that, and it happens every other Thursday. And this is where Black gay men talk.
You haven't had your best guest though.
Yeah.
Just want you to know.
Well, we might as well just host the show by yourself.
No, but what I want to do as a preacher, as a pastor, as a Black man, I want to get away from my mindset that we as Christians cannot support people in spite of their circumstances.
That's a good show.
I'm sick of Christian folk think we need to assassinate people because there is scriptural backgrounds of not doing things, but they don't have no problem with committing adultery. They don't have no problem with lying. They don't have no problem with scandals. They don't have no problem with cheating on each other or committing fornication without adultery on heterosexuals. So we all have some issues. So I need you to, after this, let's figure out how we get some understanding in the paper so your fight is easier. I hope that made sense.
Yeah, and that's to the person that assumes that homosexuality is a sin. In the 21st century, we kind of get away from loving the person, hating the sin.
Yeah.
Because that in of itself is an insult. If you accept me, accept the whole me without separating myself from what you perceive as a sin. So that there's that. But so Brother to Brother talks about anything that deals with Black gay men, any issues that impact Black gay men. We have those conversations with influencers from across the nation. And we started this on March 26th, right after COVID. Brother to Brother was a regional in-person discussion group that talked about, they had frank conversations about sex, risk, how to reduce risk. And then on March 26th, we held our first virtual program, and we had influencers from across the nation. So since March 26th of 2020, we've been viewed in 8 countries, I believe almost all 50 states.
And it's really good.
Had over about 50,000 views total of our videos. And so that's something we were very proud of. Cold as Hell is our Winter Pride event. So
woo! Somebody saw I shared Cold as Hell. Go to that. Did you see it on my Facebook?
I think so.
Yep. You saw it. If you ain't see it, I need to put it back up there. It teaches It's very important because what does it teach?
Well, Cold as Hell provides education. It's our health focused, sex positive winter pride event. It provides education on the leather kink fetish community. Mm-hmm. And so we've had this was our third year.
Look at him, he interested.
This was our third year. And again, we've had people in the leather and kink communities from across the country to host our very first year. We had international Mr. Leather Jack Thompson host along with Iron Man from Atlanta. This year we had people from Baltimore, Texas, DC to come and host and provide education. Provide education at a red light.
You're fine. No, okay. You don't have. That's just a dang, Jerry.
It's a warning.
God,
she don't want you to be free. See what I'm saying? Let him
you and him together.
Count your blessings.
Right.
I don't want you to cut off. So
that's Cold as Hell. So far we got Brother Cold as Hell. Our Leadership Academy. We have for 12 years we've had 12 classes of LGBT plus youth that we've matched with mentors, and they go through a series of classes and seminars and workshops, mm-hmm. And they really form that bond. And so we've just started our 13th class, through this award, and then
you gotta have dry fingers to do that. You can't do it with no lotion up.
What? I don't supposed to be ashy. What last thing, Jaron? What's
and then the sex hooking up in the apps tour. So in 2019, Michigan updated its HIV criminalization law. The new law now follows the science that we now know to be true. Things like undetectable equals untransmittable. The old law assumed that HIV was transmitted through like saliva. It was very primitive. And this was important because 19 out of the 21 prosecuted cases in Michigan were of gay Black men. So it disproportionately impacted gay Black men. The most famous being Mandingo. Y'all remember Mandingo?
Oh, no.
Most famous being Mandingo. And so the new law says that if you're undetectable, you're under doctor's care, you cannot be prosecuted for not disclosing your status, because at that point you can't transmit the disease, right? And so in 2019, that bill was updated. That was led by then State Rep John Hoadley. And after that was updated, State Rep John Hoadley asked LGBT Detroit to educate the state on this new law. And he set up, I had just moved from North Carolina. I'm not a Detroiter, I'm from North Carolina, but I moved in 2019.
Welcome to your freedom.
Thank you. When I moved here in 2019, he set up a meeting with
North Carolina, Detroit, that's freedom. Right. Am I right or wrong?
Oh no, he got like 1 minute because we gotta do something.
He set up a meeting with me and every member of the governor's cabinet to see who would fund my idea to educate the state. And it was the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services back in 2019. Went to 5 cities: Flint, Lansing, Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, Ypsilanti. And we talked about this new law and how it impacts the way we engage sexually with each other.
Right.
Now in 2022, on March 29th, we will begin a college tour doing the same thing, providing the same education to 4 colleges in the area: Wayne State, Henry Ford College, U of M Dearborn, and the College for Creative Studies. Will be on tour March 28th through April 1st. We're bringing in some powerhouses: Tony Christian Walker from Alabama, Sir Shango Onyx, he's our leather voice from Baltimore, Maryland. Michael Price, he is here in Detroit. Royale Theus is here in Detroit, and Michael Ward from Atlanta.
While you're on that, I just
want to wait. No. We gotta go. We don't got 2 seconds.
Give me 1 second.
We don't have 2 seconds. So it is the last. The last show before Black History Month, and I'm gonna talk about my Black History person. No, that's not my Black History person.
Girl, bye.
No. My Black History person is Ann Ivory Calvert.
Okay, now
Dynamic
before we go off,
we gotta
I
go.
gotta say this.
It's clicking.
While you're talking about this, just so he knows, it's amazing that we don't accuse and assassinate other people. They're saying now COVID can be transmitted through different other germs and AIDS and stuff like that. So I'm just curious to find out if they're gonna make that a criminal offense. So with you being
we gotta go. Can you play our music, please? Next time, be on time.
Goodbye. Nobody's the boss of me but God. I'm on a mission designed by God, planned by God, and controlled by God. If the spirits that don't like it get upset, the hell with them to the 19th power, to the 99th level.
It's something called you run out of time.